Hey, sorry about a little hiccup there. Should be going again. For some reason, that Windows update changed some stuff, and I was hitting an overload on OBS, so I had to quickly change it back to 1080p. And it seems to be stable now. Oh. Okay. Things seem to be good now. Hey, I'm the Expert Layman, and welcome to my guide for Gladiator spec in Wrath of the Lich King. At least leveling. I can't be sure how much utility will survive into level 85 mans and raiding. I suspect, well, obviously with dual spec being available, the utility of being able to, since you can change specs between fights, having a hybrid spec loses some of its value, but being able to switch roles within a fight still has some value. So, Smite Priests seem to get a pretty decent boost. The new protection spec seems to give a great deal more DPS while you are in DPS gear and a shield. The dual wield Gladiator thing appears to be dead, at least while soloing, as Devastate now requires a shield. And the Devastate spam was basically your primary damage ability in Gladiator spec. Go through some of the talents here. Gotta switch to my side screen. I play on a 16:3 aspect ratio, which is difficult to capture on stream without having huge black bars. Having two-thirds of the screen would be blank if I actually tried to display everything, so this seems to work a little bit better. Go to the side screen. Okay, as far as protection, most of the tank stuff, more rage, but like 2 talent points doesn't seem worth that. 5% block, and gaining rage when you block, very helpful. Reducing of abilities is cost for your Thunderclap. It doesn't increase the I think it used to double the damage of Thunderclap, and now it only does 30%, but still worth grabbing. 15% crit on Heroic Strike, Thunderclap, and Cleave. Very nice. The dodge. This used to be defense, but now that you don't have to worry about getting crush capped, you just need to get uncrittable. It's they switch it to dodge. Last Stand, useful in all kinds of situations. And increasing the damage. Revenge hits hard. I've seen like 3k revenges. It hits crazy hard. And being able to hit a second target is really nice. I'm sure in like raiding this will be useful, but as far as leveling, not so much. Increased armor, nice, and movement, reduction of the duration of slowing effects by 24% is pretty nice. It wasn't really a better place to put it. This seems like it would be, you know, in a raid setting be pretty good, but as far as solo leveling, not so much. And I can see, again, more of a raid thing. That useful all over. This, yeah. Very nice, getting cost your Devastate and Sunder Armor, even though you don't use Sunder Armor if you have Devastate. I'd imagine why you would. Concussion Blow, very nice, but its utility is a little bit lower because you have diminished returns on stuns, and now that you have Shockwave, typically you won't get your full duration out of your Concussion Blow if you charge stun them, Shockwave them first. And Gag Order is nice, just silence. Being able to move casters around is nice. And more damage on Shield Slam is also nice, and this is just a standard. 5%. And I like the wording because it's all damage you deal when you have it equipped. Instead of doing 10% more damage with your weapon, it means it affects everything. Reduction of spell damage is nice. And this is really nice for when you're soloing as Gladiator spec. Nice 10% boost. Vigilance, awesome. Little love on the threat thing from Blizzard. All offensive abilities cheaper. Very, very nice. Vitality, strength, stamina, expertise. Very nice. This does not seem like it would be useful often enough to justify the points, but we will see. And Warbringer is insanely awesome. Your charge, intercept, and intervene abilities are now usable while in combat and in any stance. In addition, your intervene ability will remove all movement impairing effects. Ooh, for some reason I didn't think that included intercept. That's awesome. So I'll get into some of the macros on that. Devastate, still awesome. Sunder now does, was it 5% of armor? 4% of armor. Instead of having a flat amount. This, 60% chance of doubling the amount is nice, and Shield Slam hitting harder is nice. And so Shield Slam can hit pretty hard now, too. 15% crit on your Devastate. My Devastate crits a lot. Because I have that. I have Sword and Board, which is 15%, and I believe... Oh, no, it doesn't include it there. But still, it crits a lot. And Shockwave hits so freaking hard. Let's see how hard. Put this over here. You can see that. It's critting up to 3,200 damage. So, non-crit max, about 1,500. Yeah. Shockwave hits very hard, and it hits everything, which is really, really nice. I just grabbed this because that's a lot of attack power. Like, for example, my shield, which has 5,400 armor, comes out to exactly 150 attack power just from the armor. And when your total armor is that, that much, it's a lot of attack power. It's definitely worth 3 points in there. Parry, it interacts with those other rage generating abilities, and it increases your damage output. I did a video on parry haste, so parry actually increases your damage output if you're being swung upon. And getting more rage from your charge, super nice. I'm fairly well geared, and this is basically my DPS set with the shield. I tried the dual wield thing, but not being able to devastate is kind of the increased attack power from wielding the shield and the loss of devastate if you dual wield makes it like in 5-mans you probably will want to dual wield because devastate generates a fair amount of threat, and you might not want to be doing that anyway, but we will see. As again, this is pre-patch. This is setting up for leveling, so you can kill stuff very quickly and take very little damage and just chain pull. If you're undead and you're fighting humanoids or undead, you're basically non-stop. Occasionally you stop to cannibalize, takes a few seconds, and then you're back in the action. So the other thing I was going to do is go and just show what this is capable of. And this is actually a lot of fun. And yeah, like 13,000 health. It's got to be tankier. But, oh wait, I got to put it back on the other screen. Man, I almost screwed that up. There we go. And my anti-micro is showing up for some reason. Sometimes when it loses focus, it'll stop displaying. Anti-micro, super awesome, playing on a gamepad. Just being in a reclined position, relaxed position while you're playing has all kinds of benefits. Now that shockwave reaches pretty far. Oops, put this so you can see what I'm doing on an individual fight. 2.3k DPS. Okay, that was an outlier, I'll be honest. Still figure it out. Yeah, the freak... Yeah, I kind of screwed this up. You know, Shockwave's a new ability, still figuring it out. And I kind of made a mistake there. I'm going to chow down here a little bit. As soon as that dot is gone. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Now the mobs in the starting areas... Oh, I didn't go through the glyphs. Let's get back over here and go through the glyphs. Extra target on cleave is really awesome. I'm probably not going to stick with this. I just grabbed a couple things for now. But, no cost on heroic strike is a bigger deal than it seems, because heroic strike adds damage to your next swing, but it keeps it from generating any rage. So the rage cost of heroic strike is always much higher than it appears. And I haven't tested this out yet, but I'm wondering if it removes that. It just occurred to me. Okay. And the other thing about going with sword and board, as it were, rather than dual wield, is you only need 9% hit to cap, and while you're leveling, you don't really even need that much. So if your gear's kind of crap, you won't miss quite as often. 30% crit plus, so that puts my devastate at what, 45% crit, almost 46. Yeah, this is pretty wild. Longer duration on battle shout is really nice. And increasing the range on charge, 5 yards doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're just chain pulling, it makes a big difference. Okay, back to the killing. Oh, I wanted to change something. Since I'm not going to be in a whole lot of groups, I will replace my intervene macro. This, and I will stay in defensive stance for this. Yeah, I know I got a little bit higher crit, but since I can use... Whirlwind kind of sucks, to be honest, with a one-hander. Unless there's 4 targets. Oops. Oh, I think that was the Sunder hitting an extra target. I was wondering if the Sunder hitting an extra target would proc off Devastate, and it appears to be the case. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay... I was messing around in... Oh. God damn it, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. The only thing that sucks is you don't have a victory rush in defensive stance. But, you know, it doesn't actually seem to hit that hard, so... Oh, I let him get it off. I'm still trying to figure out whether I want to do most of my leveling in this. I just double charged. Yeah, I had it set up. I thought I had a macro that would prioritize charge, and if charge wasn't available, it would intercept. But then I'm like, are they sharing a cooldown? What's going on here? Until I realized, oh, you can actually cast them at the same time, which I just accidentally did. It is weird to have that kind of freedom. Yeah, non-crit revenge 2160. Really, non-crit revenge 21. That means it could crit for over 4K. Jesus Christ. Well, I want to see one of those revenge crits now. Yeah, I just did like a half hour out here just messing around in Berserker stance, but I don't think that's better. $42.99. Wow, that devastates wild. Yeah, I currently have it set up so if I hit my right stick, it'll charge. If I double click it, it'll intercept. And when I get done with this, I'm going to set it up to intervene on a third click. Yep, I can't recommend higher playing on a gamepad. There's a bit of a learning curve figuring out all the buttons, but yeah, I was just used to using Whirlwind, but it kind of sucks now. Ooh. Oh, and I hit my goal before launch. I got my Pally up to 70, got his engineering to 360. You only need to get up to 350 because that's where the Northrend, the Lich King recipes start. You don't have to actually get to 375. And since it's so costly to get there, pretty much not worried about it. Oh, god damn it, I did it again. I used the rage from my charge to intercept at the same time. And now I have no way to charge. See if I can get these guys together. I suppose I'm making my point here, but I suppose I should show the double charge. Oh, I have not been keeping my battle shout up, and it's 4 minutes now. I got no excuse. Yeah, I'm just gonna build up a little bit of rage here. That free shield slam is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think I will charge this guy. Intercept that guy. Yeah, Warbringer is crazy cool. Yeah. You do a little bit less damage because of defensive stance, but you also take less damage, and I like the abilities that I have available. And Revenge is crazy. Even just a Devastate spam. I don't really need it anymore, but, you know, it's been so long, you know. I think this is good for leveling. Remains to be seen whether it's viable in like raid DPS. Because like like I wasn't in Sunwell that much. Don't really care for the 25 mans, but the guild needed to fill in a couple of times, so I went in. And I did actually get to save a wipe with this spec. Like doing DPS, well, I mean the spec I had before this, before a pre-patch. I basically matched the DPS of a better geared arms warrior who was there for that, whatever that debuff was that increases damage on the target. It's like, I don't think it's even in the game anymore. What is the name of that? Might still be here. No, I think it's gone. Yeah, those unique... A lot of the uniqueness got removed in this. But the point was, I did save a raid while matching the damage of the other warriors, even though I was protection. There was a point where the tank went down, and I'd set up my gear in such a way that I had enough resilience gear that if I swapped out my shield and weapons, I could become uncrittable to a raid boss. And then I popped shield wall, last stand, and the freaking, what is that? The Battle Master's Cruelty increases your maximum health. So I'd basically go up to like 20,000 health, take no damage, and I'd be like a tanking god because, you know, crazy threat generation because of the DPS gear, crazy reduction in damage because of the things I popped, that I'd be like a godlike tank. And it was long enough to get the actual tank back up and save from the wipe. But that was pretty cool that I got to test it in like a real situation. And that was the last time anybody made fun of my my Gladiator spec, at least openly. And it would be cool if that did work again. They seem to have treated Smite very well. Smite's doing a lot better. And I think the biggest problem with Gladiator spec in 5-mans and raids will be your damage abilities will generate too much threat. Like, if you go dual wield, then you can't devastate. I don't know how hard that's going to hit your damage, but there's a lot to learn, and raiding is a very far away. And for now, you want to be able to just chain pull mobs, take not a lot of damage, and kill stuff pretty quickly. This seems like a really fun spec. I will eventually dual wield because you're going to want like a full tank spec for raiding. And I'm so excited because I don't really like 25 mans. I like 10 mans, and they give a lot of 10-man love in Lich King. Anything else that I wanted to get to? Now, there wasn't a whole lot to cover here, but oddly enough, YouTube has decided that my Gladiator spec and Smite spec streams, which, you know, it did show it to them, people occasionally, are now just, like, the amount that YouTube is suggesting it has, like, quadrupled. And it's like, oh, now that it's irrelevant, you're going to show a bunch of people. So I thought I should do updated Smite and Gladiator spec streams, and then put cards at the beginning of those other videos so that, like, it hopefully doesn't waste as much people's time. And there's no classic Burning Crusade now. They didn't allow people to stay in Burning Crusade, which, I don't know, it's a little concerning, because they did that on the first one. So, yeah, that's about it. I love my warrior. I'm just going to be working my warrior, my priest, and my pally. Not really that interested in, because I have for 70s, priest, warrior, pally, warlock, mage, rogue. I do not have a 70 druid, shaman, or hunter. Druid's probably next, though, because druids are way fun to heal with in Lich King. Well, this has been my Gladiator spec for pre-patch leveling in Prepatch and Leveling in Wrath of the Lich King, which comes out in 3 days. Probably be doing a late night stream on that Tuesday. I am the Expert Layman. You all have a great day.